this is Sandra here, and today we're gonna talk about the final update, so the finale, I guess, of the Lust for Luxe project pan. And I'm not sure how many of you noticed, but last month I didn't do an update only because it was way too late by the time I noticed that I forgot, and my progress was not that great to start with. And I thought there's not much point in doing progress if then 2 weeks later is the finale, so I just skipped an update and here we go. And I have to say I didn't do that well. I think this is the one project where I don't know, I set my expectations too high, or I don't know. It's not horrible, but it's not great. And I think the more I project pan, the more I learn that sometimes the expectations I set for myself for the period of time that the project lasts are way too high and not always realistic. But without me blabbering on, let's hop into it. So just to catch up on the basics, I'm gonna just get my notes up as well so I can see all the products so I don't forget anything. So this project was set up by Monica and her friend Liz. All their contacts and playlists and everything that has to do with this project will be linked down below. And yeah, it was set up basically by them, and the whole point was, as the name suggests, if you didn't know, although if you're watching the finale I assume you know what this is about, but basically it's all about products that have a higher price value attached to them, all high-end products that sometimes we are a bit more likely to keep for special occasions. And you know, what's the point? You want to use these products up before they go bad, otherwise why did you spend all that money on it? And I didn't do too great, but I didn't do too bad either. So there's one product I used up and is long in the bin by now, and is the Ciate Electronica nail polish, which was quite a hot pink polish. If you watched the previous episodes, you've seen it. Sorry, my hair was annoying me, it was way too yeah, so that one is out by now. And other than that, there are 5 other products in this project. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury Goddess Skin Clay Mask, and I wanted to fully finish this up. So this project was running for 6 months, and to be fair, if I've used it regularly I could have, and I still feel like there's quite a big air bubble in there, so I don't think there's more than, like, let's say 5-6 uses in there. But nonetheless I haven't finished it, and if we zoom in, that's where I am at the moment. So I started all the way at the top. I literally used it twice when I rolled it in, and I went all the way down there, which is pretty good going if you ask me. So it's not a complete fail, and as I mentioned, there's a big air bubble in there somewhere, so there's not a lot of uses left in there, but nonetheless I didn't finish it. But you know, I definitely am getting my money's worth out of it. I used it a lot more than without rolling it in, and I still feel like at the moment my skin, I just turned 27, so my skin doesn't necessarily need this, even though it says it nourishes and hydrates. I feel like rather than hydration, this is more about tightening and plumping the skin, which can be nice, but it leaves my skin feeling quite plump and just altogether, like, not stretched, but I feel like it's perfect if you are more mature and you want your skin to be firmer. But I feel like I'm more after hydration, and I think that's the reason why I sometimes forgot to reach for this, because there are other masks that I prefer over this. But it was not bad, it was just not my favorite, and I'm gonna use it up because this is expensive. Well, obviously Lust for Luxe, but I don't feel like it's a complete fail, but obviously my goal was to use this up, which unfortunately I didn't manage to do, but that's fine. And then the next one is another Charlotte Tilbury product, this iconic baby, which is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. And I hit my goal on the highlighter side ages ago, and my goal was to use this up, well, not to use this up, sorry, to hit pan, camera, Yes, my goal was to hit pen on this, and you will see it based on the pictures. I've done that, and the pen got bigger and bigger, which is great. So my plan was to hit pen on this, which I did complete, and they got bigger as well, which is great. And then for the bronzer side, now my plan was to use the bronzer up, which I did, but it doesn't look it. And it's a different bronzer. I took a picture of the actual empty pan, so that will be inserted here. I just decided to repress some other bronzers in there so I can take it on holiday with me, which I didn't end up doing, but never mind. So in there is a mixture of like Bourjois, my Fenty, and a bit of the Physicians Formula bronzer. So it's a great Franken bronzer, I guess, if you will. But that's a goal hit since the last update, and if you've seen my previous updates, it was tiny, so we all knew that it's coming and it's gonna be finished, which is great. I enjoyed that bronzer, and I have to say, I enjoyed the highlighter. I put a bit on my cheeks now as well, mixed with like 5 other things, because I kept touching it up. But I do enjoy this highlighter a lot more than when I rolled it in, which is great, because in the beginning I was not a big fan. But if I could get the bronzer separately, I would. I wish Charlotte Tilbury would do that, because everyone, well, I would assume, goes through a bronzer a lot quicker than the highlighter, although it lasted for quite a long time. But yeah, I wish that she would do it separately. I would love that. I would buy that bronzer a million times over and over, but unfortunately I can't do that. But that's another successful product where I hit my goal on both sides. So the highlighter I wanted to hit pen on, and the bronzer I wanted to use up, and is done, which is fantastic. And then come the 2 products where I've been struggling this whole time, basically. And with the lipstick, it's the Tom Ford lip color matte in the shade 10 Black Dahlia, and it doesn't get more bougie than Tom Ford in my opinion, even though unfortunately they are not cruelty free. But this is the lipstick I am wearing at the moment as well, with just a lip gloss on top, so it's not that matte. And the scent, even the scent is luxurious. It smells like proper lipstick, if it makes sense. I don't know. But unfortunately, the past 2 months I've been using it a few times, but most of the time I just pat it on my lips, and I use it more like a tint rather than a full-on lipstick. And that unfortunately means that I could not make any progress on it. I could not possibly make a new marking, and my goal on this was to use up half of it, and not even close. Not even close. So looking at my little drawing, it's right in front of me, you're gonna see it on the screen. It's just, I used it a lot, but clearly not enough, and I think I overestimated it, because even though I had half a year, I didn't really calculate it in how full of pigment this is and how dark it is, because with a nude you can go over it several times and you're fine. But this is so pigmented, and obviously it's a really dark color, so you don't need to go over it like 500 times. Like with a nude you can get away with it. Not with this. You literally put it on once and you're done. So yeah, I was reaching way too high with this, but looking at my progress, even though it's not a lot, I'm still really happy that I, you know, got some use out of this at least, because otherwise it would have just sat in my drawers and me, I don't know, keeping it for a special occasion or just forgetting it altogether. So I'm still happy that I managed to use it, but it's just not a huge amount of usage, you know. So that's a bit of a fail. And then the last product, there it is. It's the Bobbi Brown Cream Shadow Stick, or what is it exactly called? Longwear Cream Shadow Stick, yes, in the shade Heather Steel. And it's a really nice cool tone brown. I use it quite a lot on my lips as well. Now obviously I actually went in from here, but then I sanitized it with some alcohol, because you shouldn't use it on your lips and then on your eyes, like, no. But I actually sanitized it in between. And while I made good progress in the past 2 months, usually the amount of progress I made I did in 1 month. So again, I slowed down on this a little bit. Now I use it a few times as an eyeshadow base as well, but then again I feel like unless I'm doing a dark smoky eye, I can't really do that. I use it a few times as an eyeliner, but in that case obviously you're not using as much of it. So I used up, I would say, more than half of it. I used up more of this than what's left, which is great, but I wanted to use this up and obviously that didn't happen. So while I'm not mad at my progress in this half a year, again, it's not what I wanted, but now seeing in the ways, I think that's my problem. Sometimes I forget that I'm just like, oh yeah, I can do it because I have a lot of time, but then in my mind I'm like, yes Sandra, but you should think about what ways you can use it, because clearly you can't use it on an everyday basis, so the progress will be slower. And the reason why I could only make this much progress is because I use it on my lips, and obviously use a lot more on your lips. So is it horrible? Again, no. I'm quite happy that I rolled this in because I sort of forgot about it before this project, so in that sense it's quite positive. But at the same time there's still quite a bit left, but again, I used more than what's in here, so that's great. And that was my last product. I don't know, I'm in a weird mood by tonight. I filmed quite a few videos and I was editing and I don't know. My mind is in a weird place at the moment. I just got back to filming as well after quite a long time, so I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. But I don't know. Let me know what you think of my progress, because while I don't think it was a complete failure, I know I could have done better. Oh well. You can't win them all. Altogether, yeah, I don't think I shouldn't be that harsh on myself, but let me know what you think. I'm gonna go now. I hope you have a good day, and please like and subscribe if you like my content or my weird personality, I don't know. Please consider subscribing, it would mean so much to me. But for now, I'm gonna go. I hope I'm gonna see you next time, and have a lovely day. Bye bye. Oh, PS, sorry, this will go up late as well, because yeah, I was never on time with this project. Sorry, bye!